Is there a way to fix our broken Senate? Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. On the line with us is the comms director for Fix Our Senate. FixOurSenate.org is the website. And is it Eli or Eli Zupnick?
It's Eli. Thank you for having me on.
Eli. I'm so sorry. I was trying to yell at yell to our staff. Great to have you with us, Eli. You said, right?
That's right.
Right. FixOurSenate.org is the website, and the Twitter handle is Eli Zupnick, ELIZUPNICK. And Eli, tell us, what do we need to do to fix our Senate?
That's a great question. So anyone who right now is working on issues or working to change the way the government looks in November needs to understand that unless we fix our Senate, unless we eliminate the filibuster as a tool that Mitch McConnell can use to block anything from the minority, then anything that we're working on right now is just not going to happen. If you care about the climate crisis, if you care about gun safety, if you care about economic inequality, immigration, none of these issues can move. We can't make progress on anything unless we fix the Senate and unless the filibuster is eliminated. So what Fix Our Senate is trying to do is help people understand that connection, that we are all very focused on November. We're all very focused on doing what we need to do right now. We see right now how broken the Senate is, with McConnell trying to jam through the Supreme Court nominee in an unprecedented way. So we're making sure people understand that it's not enough to just change things in November. We also need to change the Senate so that we can actually fix our government, restore our democracy, and make progress on these issues.
Eli, as the comms director for FixOurSenate.org, I'm guessing you know more about the Senate history than I do. My understanding, but I can't cite an authoritative source for this, and I'm not sure where I learned it, but I've just had it in my head for many, many years, is that the filibuster is kind of an extension of the actual Congress. I believe it was a rule that they had passed. I don't think it was a law, that slavery could not be mentioned on the floor of the House, that provoked John Quincy Adams, after he left the White House, after he left the presidency, to run for Congress and take a seat in the House of Representatives just so he could bring up the issue of slavery every single day, much to the chagrin of his peers. And that the filibuster in the Senate was similarly a process that was designed to prevent basically discussion or action on things like integration or civil rights and that sort of thing. Is there a larger or broader meaning to the filibuster? When did it come into being? And am I correct in assuming that the biggest piece of fixing our Senate, subordinate only to filling it with Democrats, would be, a majority Democrats, would be to blow up the filibuster?
That's exactly right. So many defenders of the filibuster like to act as if this was something that was always a part of the Senate, that it was something that was meant to be a part of the Senate. But as you noted, this was something that was created, it was invented later on in the 1860s and through the Jim Crow era to fight back against civil rights legislation. Southern Democrats in the Senate used it to block civil rights bills after civil rights bills. Over 200 anti-lynching bills were blocked using the filibuster. There's a famous filibuster by Senator Strom Thurmond in 1957, where he filibustered for 24 hours to make sure that the civil rights bill that passed was a weakened version. And then in 1964, of course, President Johnson was finally able to break a filibuster and pass the 1964 Civil Rights Act. But you're absolutely right that for years the filibuster was used as what President Obama called a Jim Crow relic, that it was something used to perpetuate Jim Crow, to perpetuate white supremacy, and to make sure that civil rights legislation didn't pass. That we saw that through the 60s when it was finally beaten back, and now it's returned from Mitch McConnell, used most often by Mitch McConnell as a tool of pure partisan obstruction to make sure that the new Voting Rights Act doesn't pass, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act doesn't pass, to make sure that healthcare can't get expanded, immigration reform doesn't move. So you are absolutely right that, of course, it is a major priority to get Mitch McConnell out of the role of majority leader and to have Democrats in power and able to make these changes. But then it is just as important to make sure that they could actually do those things. And that means not letting McConnell veto things from the minority by just filibustering popular legislation like he's done time and again.
So my understanding is that the filibuster is built into the Senate rules. The Senate, the Constitution gives both the House and the Senate the power to basically write their own rules, how they work, what their parliamentary procedures are, all that sort of thing. And that the filibuster is in the Senate rules, that the Senate rules can be changed with a simple majority. The rules themselves are not subject to a filibuster. And that if we get 51 Democratic seats, or even 50 if we have a Democrat in the White House and a Democratic vice president who could break a tie, then we can blow up the filibuster in the rules. Do I have that right?
That's exactly right. So we
is there a consensus across the Democratic caucus about this?
There is a growing consensus. There are still those who are reluctant. That is part of why we're trying to raise awareness and make sure people understand what's at stake. The Democrats in 2013 took some steps to reform the filibuster when Republicans were obstructing every one of President Obama's nominees. Leader Reid made some progress in the right direction. He is now calling for even more progress. Then Leader McConnell, as we all remember, changed the rules again to get Gorsuch and Kavanaugh onto the Supreme Court with a simple majority. So there is absolutely a precedent for changing the Senate rules with a simple majority, especially when we're dealing with a level of obstruction, the likes of which we've never seen before. So more and more Democrats are understanding this. What's happening right now, what Mitch McConnell is doing right now with the Supreme Court vacancy, is really shining a spotlight on the obstruction. And I encourage folks to go to fixoursenate.org and /live we're having an event this Wednesday with Elizabeth Warren and Jeff Merkley, and folks can tune in and learn much more about that.